Good afternoon. Today, we're going to take a quick look at how you can add visibility of dimensional inventory within Business One. We're also going to look at how you can extend that dimensional inventory capability with the B1 usability package. So to get things started, I'm in SAP Business One 10.0 on the HANA database. What I'm showing you today will work on either HANA or SQL. Going back all the way to 9.3. So lots of room to put this in. Now, what dimensional inventory is, usually we'll see this with companies that deal with different types of bar stock. They might buy it in 12-foot lengths, but through the production process, this bar stock ends up getting cut, and they're left with a lot of different bar stock at different dimensions. So what I want to show you today is how you can have visibility of those different dimensions and be able to utilize a lot of that excess inventory or that scrap inventory without having to go out and continue to buy more bar stock and have more scrap. So let's get the ball rolling here. What we want to do is let's go into a production order, and let's first look at how we add visibility of multiple dimensional inventory. So I've got a production order here that's planned. And one of the items on my production order is some steel bar stock. And here I need, I'm going to up this here. I'm going to say I need three feet of this bar stock. Now, this is where it starts, right here at the warehouse field. Where am I going to pull this bar stock from? So if you hit a Control Tab, this will bring up a list of all your warehouses. And now I can see that I've got plenty in my main warehouse, but in my dimensional inventory warehouse, I actually have 25 different dimensions of this same item. Therefore, I may be able to find a 3-foot dimension, a 3-foot piece or more that I can use without having to pull, a 12-foot bar stock. So this is where the B1 usability package comes in right here. You can see that I've got a couple of reports here. One of those buttons, bin locations, will list all the different bin locations this item might be in. But the one that I really want to focus on here is dimensional inventory. Now, when I click my dimensional inventory button, I can see that in my dimensional warehouse, which is a logical warehouse, I can see the different dimensions that I have and how many I have within those dimension ranges. Now, this is just what I've set up in my system where I'm using inches, but you could be using all kinds of different dimensions. These are nothing more than bin locations, and they're completely user definable as to what you want to call those bin locations. So for me, I've got dimensional inventory, 37 by 48 length. So this is where I would pull my units from, and I've got 5 of those within that dimension. So I did find some dimensional inventory I'm able to use. So I'm going to choose, instead of pulling my bar steel stock out of my normal warehouse and pulling a 12-foot pole, I'm going to take advantage of that dimensional inventory. So let's go ahead and let's update our production order. Now what we're going to do is let's release our production order, and we're going to send this out to the shop floor. So now we'll release our production order. Now, next, I'm going to jump into the B1 usability package. And when I do that here, let me go ahead and hit refresh. We can see our work order here, 793. That's the work order we just put in a second ago, 793. And in here, I have a picking step. Then I have to do some cutting and some finishing. This, by the way, is a Boyum product, and this is called Boyum Produce. So we're going to start with our picking step. We're going to go ahead and start the picking. And down below, this shows me a list of all the materials that need to be picked. But really, I'm only focusing on the required ones because some of this material will be backflushed. And that means that, of course, I'll still need to pull it, but I won't have to issue it into my work order. It'll get issued automatically. Down here at my steel bar stock, I can see that I have different batches of different quantities. Now, and I can see the different bin locations or dimensions that I can pull from. So for the 3 feet that I need, I can see that in my 37 by 48 dimension, I've got 5 of those. So I know that I can go out to my dimensional inventory location and use that scrap inventory. So that all looks great. So what we're going to do is we're now going to complete the picking process. We're going to say I'm finished. I picked everything I needed to produce one of these finished goods. There were no labor steps to record here, just material. Now here's my material step. Here's the bar stock we need to issue. Of course, here are the other manually issued items, so I can put those in as well. If these were serial or lot controlled, of course, they'd be giving me a drop down like this to select the appropriate serials or lots. These are just very expensive items in my system, and so I have them manually issued. Now, on my steel bar stock here, this says, Mike, you need 3. Now, what it did is it took the oldest batch first. That's not going to work in dimensional inventory. So when I click on the pencil icon, now I can see all the different dimensions that I have of the steel bar stock. And then I can see the quantity in each one of these. And I can see that, yep, I need to pull them from this one here. This is where I'm going to get my my bar stock from. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull that. We'll say that we're done. And we're now going to go to our next step. And we're going to finish the process. And now I've got 2 more steps to do to complete that work order, cutting and finishing. And I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this, but you were able to see within SAP Business One now how we can, with a quick control tab, bring up a list of all warehouses, have instant visibility into what dimensions do we have available. Can we use some of these? And then if so, we can simply choose to pull inventory from that dimensional location. That's it. Thanks for watching.